You know what? Waves in one direction are cool, but waves in more than one direction would be more than one cool. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is... Oop, there's a pole there. All right. Welcome, ladies... It's the pole again. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is ScrapMan bringing you another episode of Scrap Mechanic, and we are back in the piston playground playing with wave rooms once again, because you guys are really liking the wave rooms, and so am I, and I've got two more ideas for interesting ways to do wave rooms. Now, if you are not familiar with the piston playground, make sure you check out the entire playlist for all of the cool piston experiments that we've done over there, and more wave room experiments as well. I'll leave a link down in the description and a card to pop up right now. But then make sure you come back and watch this video, because today we're going to be going based off of some of the suggestions that you guys left from the last video, which was about this thing right here, the crazy rainbow wave room. And some of you were saying, what if we use not just vertical pistons, but also horizontal pistons so that it makes kind of like a circle? Now, we're going to do that, but it's not going to do what you were hoping it's going to do, because pistons are a constant linear motion. They don't accelerate or decelerate, really. And what that means is that this isn't going to create a nice curve in our circle. It's gonna go up in one direction, it's gonna go over another direction, it's gonna go down. So it's gonna be more of like a diamond shape if we use it, if we offset the pistons a little bit. I'll show you an example over here. Actually, let me turn this off so that it gets a little bit less laggy. There we go. Now we can watch it settle down, because this is always relaxing to me, watching a wave room just kind of settle into its flat, unmoving state. Yeah. All right, so let's get over to the foundations of our next two experiments. So here they are. So the first one is based off of your suggestions. What you were saying was to create two pistons so they go in different directions. So what I've done is I've actually offset the horizontal pistons so that they start in the middle of the vertical pistons, so that way it creates kind of like a circular motion. But you're gonna see when we enable it here, it's not exactly circular, it's more of a diamond shape. And that's just the nature of how the pistons accelerate and decelerate. In order to get more of like a circular shape, it actually has to change accelerations throughout the loop. So, but we're gonna do this. We're gonna create an entire wavetable, and I think I'm gonna go with the black and white. It's gonna be a little bit easier for me to copy and paste it with just two colors rather than the whole rainbow color thing. And some of you were requesting a black and white room anyway. Also, what we're gonna be doing is this over here, a true circle. In order to do a true circle, we have to use bearings. So I'm going to make this a wave room as well. The biggest difference with this is that bearings, they take up a little bit more space when you're gonna want to get things next to each other and rotating. So this is going to be 3 block sections of waves rather than the normal 1 block sections that we can do with the pistons over here. So I don't know how that's going to affect how it looks. And my other question is, I don't know how much more laggy the bearings are gonna be as opposed to pistons. So I don't know if we're gonna have a room as big with the bearings or not before it gets a little bit too laggy. I might want to start deleting some of these other things as well to save up a little bit of frame space. But another thing that I'm gonna do with at least with the pistons, because we know that those ones work pretty well, although there's gonna be double the amount of pistons on that, so we also might have some issues with lag as well. But what I was having was a flat wall back here. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do for this next one is, rather than having a flat wall, I'm actually gonna have it taper down into nothing. So that way the end of it looks like it just keeps going off into the distance, and we'll see how that affects the way that things look. We're gonna save the circle for last, and first we're gonna go with this one over here. So I'm gonna start building the parts I need for this so we can start welding it all together, and I'm gonna time lapse that out, so enjoy. Okay, I'm cutting the time lapse short because I've run into a very alarming bug, it seems like. I'm trying to save this so I could duplicate it, so I put it on a lift. It's on a lift, right? Now I'm gonna go ahead and save it. I saved it as diamond room start. And I click save. I'll overwrite it. Now there's nothing in this blueprint here. So then when I go and put the lift down and try to build, nothing happens. I can't seem to actually build it. So let me try. I'm gonna save it as something different. I'm gonna create a new file. Let's just save it as unnamed. We'll overwrite the unnamed thing. Okay. Alright, now it works. Okay, that was weird. I think everything's gonna be good though. Let's continue the time lapse. Alright, it's happening again. I don't know what the issue is. I even renamed it as test. If I put this on a lift... Alright, test 2. What? Now it works? Every single time I go to show you guys that it's not working, it ends up working. Okay? Alright. Well, let's continue the time lapse. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Unfortunately, the room had to be a lot shorter than the previous rooms because of how it uses double the amount of pistons. So this is kind of like the sweet spot of a tolerable frame rate. I'm only getting like 18 to 20 frames right now, but I didn't want to make it much shorter. So on the outside, you can see it looks really, really cool with the black and white. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this actually works, but I have this cool like cone like pyramid thing in the back because I did what I told you I was going to do, where I made it taper down at the end, so that way it's not going to just be a flat wall. It's actually going to look like it just kind of goes off into the distance. So actually, let's test it from the outside. We're not even going to go inside yet. Let's just make sure everything works and that we have decent frames as it's running. Here we go. Oh, this is going to be great. So as you can see, now there are two dimensions of motion per panel, and then having them all be next to each other creates that third dimension of depth. Now let's see how this looks from behind. Oh, uh-oh. Whoa, that is trippy. So I didn't intend for this to be the case. I thought that they were all moving in sync with each other so there wasn't going to be any gaps, but it looks like there's going to be some gaps at the end. So I might actually just close in this back wall here. That way we're not going to see the sky in the background. That's unfortunate that it's leaving some gaps. Or maybe, is it my perspective? What happens if I go up higher and I'm looking more dead on? Yeah, there's definitely leaving some gaps. I'm not sure why. Because there's no gaps on these sections, right? These don't have gaps, and those are the same distance. Oh well, maybe there's something else going on here that I'm not aware of. But I'm gonna have to, obviously, I'm going to choose to fill in the back of this area as well. All right, here we go. So it is all set to go. I'm gonna go ahead and close ourselves in here. And I just realized I cannot push the button from inside, so we're gonna go ahead and push the button. Again, we're gonna close ourselves in here. Oh, this is gonna be more difficult now. There we go. Let's go ahead and paint it. All right, you guys ready to see this? First, we're gonna just take a look at it standing in here, and then I'm actually gonna put a chair up here right now. We're gonna put a chair around the somewhat middle so we can get a straight-on view of the end here. All right, here we go in 3, 2, 1, hit. This is so weird. It almost looks like it almost looks like my screen is coming off my computer. This is really disorienting. If you're not full screen right now, make sure you're full screening this. Am I moving? Am I moving to the side? Wait, get myself back in the middle here. This is crazy. And then having those lines, like having those gaps back there is even more disorienting because you see like glitches. It looks like glitches in the Matrix type thing. Like those shouldn't be there, but they are. This is really trippy. All right, let's hop in the seat. It is definitely moving me. Yeah, it's definitely moving me. All right, I'm gonna hop in the seat here. Let's get a first-person view of this. All right, here we go. This is trippy. This is really trippy. I'm just gonna sit here for a minute. We're gonna let the music play. You can stare at it as much as you want. What might happen is if you stare at it for a really, really long time, like 30 seconds or so, and then look at a blank wall near you, maybe there might be some optical illusion that happens. Let's try it. I'm gonna give it like 30 seconds at least. Here we go. All right, what did you guys think? Did anything weird happen? My eyes are already starting to get a little bit sore from watching this. But I have an idea. I'm gonna do one more thing with this. I'm actually going to make it so that this discrepancy doesn't happen anymore. I'm gonna fill it in so that even though they're gonna be offset by more than I want them to be, they're still gonna be the same color just filled in there. So we're not gonna see those lines that we don't wanna see. All right, gotta get out of here, please. Thank you. Let's turn this thing off so we can do this. All right, I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we finally got it. This is a really tedious process, but it is working, and things are shifting over here. All right, are you guys ready? No more visual discrepancies. It's gonna be solid now. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. There it is. There it is. It looks kind of weird at the end there. Like it's not quite working the same. It might be because it's a little bit heavier because I added all the extra concrete in, so it actually might be going at a slightly different rate. But either way, this looks really trippy. I'm looking forward to seeing how different the other room might look with the actual circular waves rather than the diamond-shaped waves. Alright, so the diamond wave room is a success. Let's move on to the circular wave room. Alright, so this is the new project. I don't know how much more laggy this is going to be than the than the pistons. I believe bearings are a little bit more laggy than pistons, but also the interesting thing is that each section is going to have 3 width instead of the normal 1. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I guess I'm just gonna have to use this as like one of the sections. Yeah, we're not even gonna need most of these. Yeah, this is gonna be like an entire redo pretty much of our design here. All right, I'm gonna get building. We're gonna time lapse this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think I got it all set up, all painted, all hooked up, and I even did the tapering at the end for this as well. The only thing it was a little bit weirder. I don't know how it's gonna look because each one of these is 3 wide, so there's actually like a 3 wide gap in all these tapers. So I don't know if that's gonna affect anything, but we're gonna find out if that changes anything at all. But I did a couple of tests, and one of the really cool things is it actually looks really cool just on the outside, watching all these arms go in sequence. Check this out. We're gonna turn it on, watch it from the outside. Is that cool or what? It almost looks like an insect type thing. Hey, look at it go. And I'm really happy that it's not too laggy. It's pretty long, but it's not too laggy. And it has the illusion of being long. There's not quite as many of these as probably the other ones, but they take up more space per arm, so it extends out longer. So we're gonna hop in just a second here and see how this looks in comparison to the other one. But even from the outside, this thing just looks really pleasant to watch. All right, let's head on in and see what this is all about. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are inside. We are closed in. I'm about to turn around, and then we're gonna hop in the seat afterwards, after we play in it in a little bit. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, I definitely like having it be longer. And you can definitely see it's more of a smoother motion than the pistons do for sure, because of the roundness of it. Let's actually walk around. Whoa! The peripherals, it's like overwhelming sensory overload for the peripherals while there's black and white going down. Oh, this is crazy. So here's what it looks like if we actually have like a solid wall at the end. You can see there's actually a pretty big difference in how it looks. Yeah, versus this end where it looks like the back wall itself is moving because of the taper. It's actually really interesting. I don't know. What do I like better? Here, let's get in the seat first. All right, here we go. I'm gonna leave it here like we did before, and we're just gonna see what it looks like. Okay, I got some ideas for this. Because we're getting like 18 frames right now, it might be interesting to see us at a faster motion. So I'm gonna play this at this current speed for about 30 seconds, and then I'm going to ramp up the speed to about twice as fast, and we're gonna see how that looks. So stick around, this is gonna be interesting. I'll leave a little speed indicator on the bottom of the screen or something that'll let you know what speed we're going at. All right, here we go. Bleh. Did I scare you? Sorry, I didn't mean... Actually, I did mean to scare you. That's the whole point of me doing that. But, how was that? Was that fun? I don't even know what it looks like yet because I can't speed up the video while I'm recording it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This has been a really fun project for me. I don't know if there is any other options, really, for wave rooms. I mean, we've done the vertical ones, we've done all the different colors, we've done the tapered at the end, we've done the diamond shape one, we've done the round one now. So yeah, I think wave rooms are, we've done it all. So for the piston playground, I'm out of ideas. I don't know if we're going to be doing any more piston playground episodes, so if you have any ideas of piston experiments or piston things, then let me know what you want to see. Can you believe that this was what started it all? This is what started all these, this was the first real piston playground experiment, and that's just started into all of this craziness over here. So if you're a fan of the series, make sure you leave a thumbs up, and if you haven't seen the series, make sure you go check out the entire playlist like I said before. Let me know what else you want to see in scrap mechanic, and potentially with pistons in the piston playground. This has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye!